station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Shooby doo, baby. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. Mr. Kool, a.k.a. the Ghetto Wayne New, the Black Johnny Carson, Ace Ross team from the movie Casino, a.k.a. the Black Benjamin Button. That's a lot of them. That's a
Pop
lot.
your collar.
Yeah, pop. Miss Sunshine Banks in the building. Lock and loaded. And last but not least, one of my personal friends just flew in. Upon request, man. You know, we just going to give you an appetizer before the full course meal. Next week, we're going to bring it right back next week. Got so much to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Kim Smedley, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
It is an honor and a pleasure to have the opportunity just to be before you, to be in your midst, to have you right here at Instinct Radio.
Oh, boy, you know how to make a girl feel special.
Hey, you know, that's what I do.
And I thank you so much for the invitation.
We're going to
really.
get right to the meat. We're going to crank this telephone line up, and we want to talk about these implants and these explants and eggplants. Did I say it right?
The botch plants.
The botch plants.
Okay.
You know, bad surgery, whatnot.
Right.
The first thing I want to ask you is, could you just tell the people a little about yourself? It's so much. It probably take a whole hour for you to tell people about yourself and the things you're doing.
All
and
right,
how
I'm gonna make it.
this relate to you and
Okay.
your experience
All right.
with it as well.
All right, I will make it short. First of all, I was born and raised here in the ATL, so I am a Georgia peach.
Hey,
Yay.
A-Town.
Um.
Hold on, Carla. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, actually, I know a lot about the silicone butt injections.
Hold on, Carla. Stay right there. Go ahead.
Because I actually went to prison for that. That was
Excuse me, you went to prison?
I did 17 months federal
For?
time for actually administering the silicone butt injections. But actually, that was not my charge. My charge was to conspiracy to commit interstate commerce of a mislabeled, misbranded device, because I would leave Atlanta and fly all over the country doing the silicone
Injecting
injections.
shots.
Absolutely.
And where were they injected at? At home, in the strip dressing room?
bathrooms?
No. I'm a high class madam, you know.
High
so
class.
the thing is,
Go
my clients were by appointment only, and I would actually see them in different locations, hotel rooms. I would go to their homes. It just depended on what the circumstances were. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of celebrity clients as well.
Is that right? And I'm sure that's confidential.
Yeah, pretty much. However, in my book, I've written a book entitled The Backside of the Story, which is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I actually do talk a little bit about the celebrities.
So each one of these sessions, the amount of money, what did it range from?
Well, okay.
Can you-
I was in the business for like 13 years. When I first started out, the range would start at 500 and go up to 1,000. But as time went on, when I stopped doing it, my prices were from $800 to $1,600, depending on how
money.
many cc's you actually received at one time.
That's per cheek.
That's for the entire
shot.
butt.
You hear that, ladies?
For the butt. But here's the thing. So really, I'm not here to glorify that, because I've learned through experience, and I'm one of the ones, I'm not afraid to talk about nor ashamed of what I've done and what I've been through. But I actually was one of those women that struggled with self-esteem issues, all my life, pretty much most of my adulthood until I turned about 35, I believe. I actually never had a butt. Okay, so my whole name, the whole time I was growing up, my name was Ironing Board Booty.
I never looked at your butt, but I never could
You
tell you
lying.
didn't have a butt, Cam.
Really?
No.
I must have hit it well, because I remember going out to the clubs and all my friends would have on little short skirts and short this, short that. And I was the one always dressed up like a businesswoman. You know how I used to carry
Class.
myself?
Yeah, extreme, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was considered
Like you shopped at
classy.
Fifth Plaza or Lennox or something.
So, and because of those issues, I went through the procedure myself.
Okay.
So my thing was, when I actually started administering the injections, in my mind, I was actually helping women to feel better about themselves. You know what I mean? So it was, of course, it was a good living, but to me, it was a little deeper than that. So, yeah, I did it for a long time.
Okay. Cool. So how did it actually? What actually happened for you to get in the hands of the feds? How did
I
all-
know that's right, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
If I can say it like that.
Yeah, you can say it like that. That's exactly what happened. Well, geez, it was a long story, but I will say this: I always knew what I was doing was wrong, but and you know me, so my
course.
thing is, I always thought that my case would have been a state case, you know, because I'm like, I'm not doing anything that involves anybody whose initials start with a letter. DEA, FBI,
right.
CIA,
Right,
IRS.
right.
So, you know, I was always trying to be mindful of that. So I thought my case would have been a state case. And at the worst case, it would have been a slap on the wrist. So, you know, I always didn't too much worry about it. But anyway, there was a young lady. I used to travel to Baltimore and D.C. quite often. Like I would go to D.C., Baltimore, Detroit, New York, New Jersey, Philly, Houston, California. But anyway, when I was in Baltimore, there was a young lady that had actually had a procedure done by a transvestite in Philly. Well, I knew she had had the procedure done.
Caitlyn, some Bruce Jenner stuff. Okay.
She did. So I actually went behind him and repaired something that he did wrong. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, the silicone ended up getting into her lungs, and from what I was told, she was rushed to the hospital. And when it came time for her to disclose names, you know, she named me and the other person, but of course by that time he was on the run. So, you know, one thing led to another. My case actually wasn't even about the silicone. They started going through my financial records, and you know how the feds are. It's
course.
just all about
Of course.
money. So,
course.
you know, then it was a little more difficult than that because they actually did not have a case against me. It wasn't sealed. I remember going to, you know, to get my bond, and they didn't even have any guidelines for silicone injections.
Wow.
No, the
They was
feds
making up
didn't.
laws
They
as
were
to-
making up the laws as I was going through my case. And later on, I found out, like, it got to the point they allowed me to come home on my own recognizance. So when I was released, I went home, came back to Atlanta. And as the months went by, I'm like, I would get a phone call from my attorney. And every time my attorney would call me, I would just like go straight to the bar
Right.
and pour a drink because I'm like, damn, I know he getting ready to say something that I'm not going to
Right,
like.
right.
But he would tell me things. I'm like, well, damn, how did they know this? How did they know that? So I later found out on the day that I went for my sentencing that the young lady that initiated the case wasn't even going to testify against me at my sentencing, but it was the guy that I was dating.
Oh,
He had told them
my
everything.
God.
He did. Yeah. So
Wow.
it's true. I talk about all of that in the book, and
Excuse me, Kim, and I don't mean to say this. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Is
It's
the pussy
okay.
that good?
you mean was the D that good?
I mean, no, because he's the one testifying, right?
he testified.
Usually it's the other way around.
Absolutely.
Right.
So yeah, he the book is entitled "The Backside of the Story."
Where is it?
It's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Wow. I'm sure it's a great read.
It is. It's
I'm
a
sure it's a
great
great
read.
read.
It really is. And the thing is, I actually, well, when I went to prison, federal prison is a little bit different from state prison. So I went to the same prison that Martha Stewart was at, cupcake, what do they call it, prison cupcake or whatever. So it allowed me the time that I needed to sit back and reflect on a lot of things that I've gone through in my life because I've really been blessed. 17 months could have ended up being 17 years.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because now there are so many people that are coming on the scene and they're actually killing women. This has always been on the black market because what people don't understand is that the silicone injections really started in the transgender community. Back when you know, the transgenders could not go and receive plastic surgery. Like
Okay.
when they wanted to alter their appearance, they actually would get the injections in their cheeks, you know, lips, hips, butt, breasts, you know. So that's where it started at. But I sat back when I was in prison and I reflected on a lot of things, and I said, you know what, this is a time. Everything happens for a
Yes,
reason.
exactly.
You know, so I felt like women needed to be educated. You know, it's so much deeper than the outward appearance. Black women, especially, we struggle with so many issues on the inside.
And I think one one of the things that you said that's really touched me. It starts with self-esteem. That at the
Absolutely.
root of it is, people not feeling not confident about
Yes.
themselves, or not having the kind of support system to make sure that they feel comfortable about themselves, just based on what society may perceive as beauty, which is
Yes.
always in the eyes of the beholder. But if you ain't got the well-shaped butt or the right size tits and whatnot, you start feeling like, you have this low self-esteem. And I
That's
think
right.
people should, really take a look at exactly how you read your book first of all, and I'm going to read it
Yeah.
and see your approach to this. So it appears to me that you're not actually in this business anymore, for what you're saying.
I'm not, and I will tell you this though. When I started doing something on a more positive note, it's a trip because women still reach out to me all the time, asking me about my services. And I will not lie, I have been very tempted.
Yeah, the devil is a
know,
lie, kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Devil is a lie.
Not just because of the money though, but then I remember having clients come to me and I would tell them, look, you don't need anything else, you got enough. And they would go right to someone else and let them mess them up. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes there's still that part of me that feels like I want to help people.
Yes.
Because
you sympathize with that
yeah,
part of it.
absolutely. And I would not want them to go somewhere and actually be harmed, So there's that part, but then I'm not going back
So
to
what is
prison.
actually the qualification based on the law to provide those services?
Silicone, the injection of silicone was actually banned here in the U.S. in the 80s.
Is that right?
Absolutely, but they still do it in other countries, and that's one thing I always prided myself on. Even though I was not licensed, wherever I went, I mean, I had plastic surgeons that would call me because they would take silicone out of a woman and then she'd be left with this loose, saggy skin, and they would actually call me because somebody referred them to me and say, you know what, we've advised them against it. However, if they're going to do it, we told them to see you. I mean, so it's just a whole market for that type of thing. And then when I would go to places like the Dominican Republic, I would always talk to the doctors there. I just tried to be as knowledgeable as I possibly could, even though I was providing a service that was definitely not legal. And like I was telling you earlier before we went on the air, I actually I've gotten older now. So what I thought was attractive to me before, with my butt, I feel like now I'm at a place in my life.
Well,
it's
brains
too
is
big.
in now. Brains is in. Brains is in.
Absolutely.
Men love women with brains. With
And
goals
still booty
ass
now.
Well, we'll take a little booty. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Of course.
absolutely now.
But most men in my generation are or whatnot, or maybe a generation below where I am, are in the fad. The fad is they're into brains. You still have your thoughts and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And
Fun with that.
okay,
I'm not
exactly,
gonna touch. I'm not gonna touch
but
that
for the most
with
part,
you.
like me, Jack, and you guys, you know what I'm saying? With goals and aspirations and trying to be progressive, we like women with brains. Something to offer other than a nice, good, quick fuck.
Exactly.
Especially when you get to an age,
Yeah,
because
of
men
course.
have to stop fucking before women do. So
well-
then you do start to get into
Yeah, to
brains.
brain,
I
yeah.
understand though. The struggle is real.
So tell us from that point now what you're into and where you going with your
Okay,
whole life.
so I came home in August of 2014, and it's like doors just immediately started opening. I was, because I lost pretty much everything. So I've been starting over. So I was blessed to be able to.
Oh, so you're a very spiritual woman. You have
I am,
a great relationship with your
absolutely.
Lord.
I do, and with the universe. I believe whatever you release.
Okay, I want you to hold right there. We're going to take a call, okay? Hey, caller. Thank you for calling the Instinct Radio, the Mac Zone. I'll be your host, Mr. Kool. Who are you and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Shanae from Macon, Georgia.
Hey, Shanae from Macon, Georgia. Would you have a question? You want to get in on our topic, whatnot? Or you just got something you want to say? Talk to me.
I just wanted to request the song "See That" because that's my phone right now. I really banged with it.
What song was that?
Drew.
That's one Drew Suave's song.
Yes.
Okay, great.
She's on his Instagram.
How about that? We appreciate you calling in. We're gonna make sure we get that song on you before we get out of here. But how about this? Our topic today is botched. Are you familiar with that word? Are you there, ma'am? All right. Thank you for calling. Like I say, brains is in these days. Just kidding. Go ahead and finish, Kim.
I don't know. Where was I?
When you came home, we was talking about where was she? Yeah, when she released and whatnot, and after that point, a lot of things happened. You was
Yeah,
now
so-
she was your spiritual person. Here she is. Give me one sec. We're gonna take a few calls right quick. What's up, Carl? Thank you for calling Instinct Radio, the Mac Zone. Who are you and where you calling from?
Hey, hold up, Killer Mike, how you?
Hey, Killer Jack, you hear who on the telephone, Jack? Do you hear who's on the telephone? Killer. Oh, man, Killer Mike just called in, man. I love you to death. So proud of you, man. Talk to me, Mike. I don't know where to start at with you, man. Talk to me.
Oh, man, appreciate it. Running around, just running back in from Europe. I heard my little brother Drew was going to be down there.
Yeah, man, that's your big brother. That's what's in the small world, man. You see I'm keeping it going, Mike.
Yeah, all day, man. Just tell him, congratulations, man. Just play that CD performance, support it, man. He's a good kid, he's a hard worker, man, and he deserves it. He gonna go up in the sun, man. But when I found out really doing your show, I said I got to talk to you. I'm gonna do it soon too, man. We just wrap it.
Hey, Mike, take care of your business, man. I know we're on the same team. Take care of your business. I want to get you in here physically, man, more so than just getting you to Skype, because I think you are one of the most informative individuals in hip-hop right now. I'm so proud the direction that you have taken and done what you've done, man. I'm just overwhelmed with the things that you do, man, and the people you've been able to reach, and how adamant, man, you are about, seeing our people and just human beings, period, man, in a better place, man, in a better condition and position in their lives, man. I'm so...
Absolutely, man. And you share a chapter in my book, and me and you know it, and it knows that don't know, but I love you, brother. I'm very proud of you also. I'm glad you give me, young man, opportunity express themselves and talents and be a part of the economy and get this money, man, and keep it 100. So thank you, Drew. I'm proud of you. Congratulations for pushing. I'm gonna be listening.
Yeah. Now that I know he's your little brother, he got an ultimate pass. He gets everything he need now, Mike. Hey, man, y'all follow my man, at Killer Mike to go, man. Mr. Inspiration himself. Appreciate you calling, Mike. You let me know when and where, man. You know I'm there, man. I can't wait till you get by the station, okay?
I definitely will. A lot of love. Salute.
All right. Peace. Back to you, Kim. That was a great friend of mine.
Okay.
Oh, where was we, Sunshine?
We were
Doors
talking.
opening.
Yeah.
Okay. Back
Great.
home.
So, you know, I'm a cosmetologist by
Yes, I
trade.
do.
You do know that. So I actually opened up a spa out in Stockbridge, Georgia, which we specialize in hair removal. We do Brazilian waxing, eyebrow threading, eyelash extensions, facials. We provide a wide range of services.
So if we get a little hot in summertime and my pubic hair get a little loud, y'all can take it off.
Come and take it straight off.
Y'all got clippers?
We're not using no clippers.
I don't do wax. I don't do wax. Go ahead, kid.
Yeah, and the book is out. And
Go ahead.
And I also have a reality show that was picked up by Centric that's going to air in the fall.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. I don't know if I'm
Congratulations.
looking so forward to that, but I've made a decision that I will not work for TV, but I will let TV work for me.
Did y'all hear that?
So, yeah.
Did y'all hear that? She will not work for TV, but she will let TV work for her. And that's my whole concept.
Yes.
I
Yes.
always want to get paid off my shade. Okay. Can I go ahead and take it?
Use the air.
Hey, what's happening, caller? Talk to me.
Hi, this is We Related at Last.
Hey, one time for an official Ace Angels checking in. What's happening, we?
Not too much, not too much. What's going on?
First and foremost, how was the grandbaby?
Great, absolutely wonderful.
How was your daughter?
That wonderful. Thank God for that too.
I can't wait till you get back home. God knows. We Related is very close to me. She
41.
probably end up my co-host, y'all. Whether y'all know it or not, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. She's probably gonna end up my co-host. She's out of town right now, taking care of some real, very important business with her family. Okay, let's get to this topic, Reed. And I know you probably got some great questions for me. Botched. You got. I mean.
I have some questions for the guests.
Okay, great.
Actually, no shade. I don't mean to be disrespectful, so I hope it doesn't come off that way. But it sounds like me that had you not gotten in trouble, like you're saying, thank God this, I've grown, I've gotten older, whatever. This sounds like actually, had you not gotten in trouble, you'd still be doing it.
And you know what? You're probably right. I probably would still be doing it. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. And the thing is that, yeah, I talk about God because it is what it is. And this is not any disrespect to you or no shade, but everybody has some skeletons in their closet.
So I got a lot.
Yeah,
Me too, me too,
absolutely.
me too, me
So
too.
the thing
Only one.
is, and you know, if you don't get caught for doing something, you probably keep those same skeletons. But sometimes, I'm a firm believer, I don't have to just get out here and talk about what I've done, you know, but the thing is, if I'm going to talk about it, I feel like women need to be educated. And yeah, I probably still would be doing it, but thank God I'm not.
Okay.
You know, and that's just what it is. But I appreciate you calling in.
No problem. No,
You have any more questions, we?
that's good. I just,
If there's anybody that you ask you could fix or implant you could fix or get unbotched, who would it be?
Please let us know.
oh, wow. You going to ask me that for real?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
You know, silicones. Really, honest and truthfully, I'd probably fix rat traps, a.k.a. cat stag.
Okay. Yeah, she do has a horrible job.
Breast implants on her butt.
Who is this?
Cat Stacks, the girl, Cat,
Oh,
you
okay.
roasted, the person that you roasted.
I did not.
You did roast Cat. We was out to
did.
dinner one day. She's a personal friend of mine, and she roasted shit out Cat. She told Cat she looked horrible. She told her her legs was too small. I remember.
But
She
she
told her
told the
ass was too
truth.
small. No, she told her legs was too small. Legs was too small for her ass. You remember? And she literally hated you.
But was
She
it the
erased
truth?
your number from my phone. She blocked you from my personal calls. I couldn't find your number anymore. Anything.
But then you continue to bring her around me. Dang, really?
I don't remember the second part. I think
You did.
I think I had ran off on her by then.
You did not.
Well, I don't give a damn. I mean, you've been friends for years,
Was
Kat.
running off from her body.
But anyway, yeah, I think she has probably one of the worst jobs in America. I mean, having to look at that shit every day was it was
It has to be
it
prepared.
was stressful.
That would be bad. That would probably be my number one candidate to fix.
Yeah, a matter of fact, to be honest with you, when we were together, a friend of mine know the people that actually produced the bot show, and they was trying to get her on the show to get her body fixed up, but she denied. She said, "Hell no."
Why did she
So
deny?
you know rat traps is not going to go nowhere but she cannot control the media.
Yeah,
They on IG talking crazy, talking
Right.
slick.
yeah, the biggest,
He's
biggest,
not going to come out in public.
yeah, biggest IG thug in the world, but I ain't gonna do jack shit. And I didn't mean to put your name in that, Jack. I ain't gonna do cat shit. Appreciate you calling, we let the angels know it ain't that shame. I can't wait till you get home. I can't wait to get you behind this microphone, okay?
I holler at you.
You know I love you. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah. Official Ace Angels, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Stay working. Okay, let's finish. How,
I was wondering what would have happened if you'd have brought her on the show while Kat Stats was your co-host. Cause it sounds like she speaking her mind.
No, Cat don't want now there, Kim. I'm telling you.
That would have been an interesting.
Kim and
See
I
the
shake
expression on
She's
her
a
face.
mover and a shaker, so. Cat,
That would have been interesting.
she was very threatened
You
by
think
Kim.
so?
She was very threatened by
Maybe
Kim.
we can set that up.
You know what? I think the
Why don't
worst.
Cat call in? Why don't have her call in? I'm sure she's stalking.
Sure she is.
I'm sure she's stalking and lurking.
You
Why
know-
don't you call in, Cat, and
But you
And
want to know the
hashtag
worst
it.
interview that I've done? Even when I went on The Doctors.
You
they
was
were
on The Doctors?
Yeah, absolutely. I was. It aired in December. They were so good to me. But the worst interview that I had since I've been doing this was with Ryan Cameron. Like, we literally went toe-to-toe off the air.
well, you can be a little nothing.
Yeah, but he was just so
was trying it.
mean. I was like, you not gonna bring me out here and just feel like you gonna say and do
You'll fight.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was interesting.
What did he ask you that really bothers? I'm sure you remember.
I do.
I know.
He said, it seems like you're glorifying what you did and you're profiting off of your crime. I'm like, look, first of all, I would have to sell 1 million copies to make money off of a book. I wrote the book to tell my story. You understand what I mean? And it's something that I did. Now, I mean, why would I be ashamed of what I've done? I'm remorseful and I regret some of the decisions that I made, but I mean, it is what it is. And right now it's a thing and it's just so out there that people really need to know. And the thing is, one thing I wanted to say is, I don't know if you know the story of the Hottentot tribe, do you?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, there's a tribe over in Africa, and it's called the Hottentot tribe.
Is that the
It's a-
Twa tribe with the
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are
Yes.
very. Yeah. I'm
Yes, it
familiar.
is.
Twa, TWA tribe.
And so anyway, there was a woman by the name her name was Sarky, but they called her Sarah Bartman. They actually took her from Africa, took her over to London, and they exploited her because she had the big breasts, big hips, big butt, and her labia, like her vagina lips, actually hung long. They, the skin was loose. So they paraded her around like a circus act. And when she got older, she actually turned to prostitution. And so the thing is, the thing that we desire so much is something that a black woman was actually exploited for. And in the book, I also talk about that. So I tried to the best of my ability to educate as well as inform, because we don't know.
Right.
And so who better to talk about it than you don't have people that have actually gotten into trouble for injecting that will actually come out and talk about it. Most of the time you hear about the person that actually received the injections and something went wrong. But when women have gotten these injections and everything looks good and is going well, you don't hear about it. So why would I not talk about it? You understand? Why not?
I agree. Well, I can tell you have a passion for, enlightening people. Ever since I know
Absolutely.
you, they have always been an edge of yours. You want everybody to do better. Bottom line.
Yeah.
You know?
Starting with me.
Right.
Absolutely. I do.
So the show. When will the show be airing?
Oh, the show will air in the fall, and actually it's about 5 women, and each one of us has gone through something tragic in our lives. Like we have Sarah Stokes from Making the Band, who actually went to jail for fighting her husband. She stabbed him, I believe.
Wow.
And then there's Christine Beatty, that was actually the chief of staff for the mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick in Detroit. And she actually perjured herself.
Right. I'm familiar with that
Yeah,
case.
absolutely. So
Right.
she's there. And then there's Crystal Wilson from Players Club. And she's the reason that Freaknik was actually shut down. Because she shot somebody. And then there's one other lady by the name of Stacey J. I don't really know that much about her. But so, yeah, it's been interesting.
I am looking forward to this show.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes, it does.
And Queen Latifah is her production company, and it's
Queen.
actually
Hail to the Queen.
absolutely, and it's being produced by James DeBow, who he does Keisha Cole, and he's done Run's House and quite a few other things. So
Okay.
it should be interesting.
Quite classy.
Make sure guys tune in.
I definitely need to tune in. I need y'all to hit the line. She's still here while we still here. How much time we got for my plane leave?
10 minutes, baby. 10
Is
minutes.
that right? Hate it. How about it? I need a few callers call in. Talk to Miss Madam Kim Smedley if you got some questions for her. 478-569-6474. How about that? Yeah, don't forget to download the app. That's right. Google Play. So you can watch the show live right here every Tuesday night. Anything else you want to say? Anything you did, you
There's
missed?
so much to
Well,
say.
just share with the
Get the book. Get the book. Get
Definitely
the
get
book.
the book.
Absolutely, get the book.
Jack, I definitely want you to bring her back on one of the other shows, like, the one that shows in the midday time, that this will be more informative. We got a lot of other shows. I want to kind of bring
Do
it back.
you?
Yeah, but there's some that on our station that we have that, with a bigger audience in mind, that I think this would be perfect for and more
Absolutely.
effective.
Because
it's
need to know.
informative.
They
right?
They
need to
do.
know.
People need to know.
They need to know.
So,
As a retired pimp, you know what I'm saying?
What are you?
A retired pimp, ma'am. Yeah, I'm sure there's a
There's your caller. There's your caller.
I'm sure there's a lot of prostitutes out there that might be interested, strippers or whores that might be interested in getting a butt job, a tit job, or whatnot. Let's take this call. Y'all leave me alone. Thank you for calling Instinct Radio. I'll be your host, Mr. Kool. We're live on the Mag Zone. What's your name, caller? Where you calling from? Caller, where you calling from? Who are you?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Sydney.
Hey, Sydney. You have any questions?
She has a
No,
Yeah.
not really. I was just calling because I was bored.
Is that right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I appreciate you calling. You got through while you was bored. Our topic today is botch, bad implants, bad ass shots, etc. Do you have any friends that may have had bad implants or bad ass shots or whatnot?
No, I don't think I have any friends like that. All my friends' asses are real.
There you go.
That's cool. And if you did,
How would she know?
how would you know?
Oh,
Some
good
of them are tricky.
question.
Yeah.
And they have all
I
these
know
little
mine
butt
real,
pads and things.
Unless they're 12 or 13.
Yeah.
If
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh, you're a baby.
I think she had a request. You had a request, Sydney.
You had a request. Did you call for one
Mr. Drew Suave.
Drew Suave?
No, who's that?
Okay. Well, you need to find out. How did you get this number? What page did you get this number from?
Off of Instagram.
Whose page?
I don't know. Somebody reposted it, and I just felt like, oh, okay. I was bored.
Damn, we got to find you
posted
something to
it,
do,
boo?
girl. What's your Instagram?
Exactly.
What's your username?
I'm not gonna get on my Instagram.
Ah, yeah, cause you'll get in trouble with your boyfriend. All right, thank you for calling, man. We here every Tuesday between 10 and 12, and I hope you don't be bored next time you call. Hope you download the app so you can see what we're talking about, okay? So you can
Radio.
participate next time, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you. Wow, she was bored.
So let me ask you a question, Kool-Aid. So,
Oh,
no. I just wanted to know. So, how do you feel about silicone injections and butt implants? And while you were pimping, did you actually take any of your
No, I never would spend that kind of money on the women that I was smashing
That
on.
means you didn't make a lot of money.
I
Then.
did make a lot of money, Kimmy. You
Did
know
you?
I made a lot of money. I pimped on 2-3 girls, same girls for 3 years straight,
For how
making
many
bare
years?
minimum. 2-3 years straight, the same 3-4 badass females from the gentleman club, at the gentleman club, bare minimum making anywhere from bare minimum $400 to $700 a day times 4. Do the math. I was getting money.
Really?
But it was their mentality. They already had nice tits. Well, one of them could use some tits, and I would have got her a professional job because she was making all the money. But the bottom one. But
the bottom one.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one was that?
That was Crystal, the one I lost. I was with for 12 years, and that I'm still getting over.
What happened with Kool?
I took her to Shooters Alleys and she met her.
She
met her
did.
husband.
He hadn't seen her since.
Well, damn, Kim. You gotta tell
He
everybody.
took her to Shooters Alley.
And she found her husband. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. That's another subject
She
for another
ran
time.
off.
No,
Let's take a
He the
call.
only pimp.
we're gonna take a
I know.
call right here. We ain't gonna talk about that. 'Cause you ain't gonna be questioning on me on my own show. Let me take a call. Shh, they gone. Anyway,
He the
we
only
was talking
pimp I
about
know his hoes
shots.
used to
We was
run
talking
off
about shots.
on
We
him.
was-
She was asking the questions here. Seems
Right. Anyway, the mentality.
So
that-
how did you feel when they would run off?
It didn't bother me at all, because from a point of a pimp's perspective, most of them that ran out, they look better going and coming. The back, now the back side of them look better than the front side.
This a
I
21st
love,
century pimp,
I
'cause
love
every
what
pimp
love
I
me.
know,
I ain't
that
never chased
a
no
hoe would
woman.
run off, they would go back and get them.
Well, if they
So-
no, that is not how it goes. When she run off, she better have some money when she come back, or she can't come back.
Oh, okay.
I love and I fuck with what fuck and love.
Cause I can't believe I never saw any of your girls, but I understand if you only had.
Well,
three.
I hear them from you.
Oh,
Women like
Lord.
you would give them too much information and they would
Said
leave
you
faster.
only had 3.
You would give them esteem and they would run off. I guess they did see you. Girl, you don't need to be doing that.
That's what it was about.
Yeah,
Uplifting.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why they didn't see you because
Absolutely. But
they
I
probably
did
would've
have
seen the
quite
way
a few.
Did you handle your business and seeing you your own woman, and they probably would have wanted to do that, and that would have knocked me out the picture.
But
Okay.
listen, I did have a few pimps in Detroit that would actually bring their women to me. So that's why I asked, because I didn't know if
Let
you
me tell you the
ever.
mentality of the women that I was pimping on, and I'm gonna leave it right here. I took one of my girls after making I think it was $2,700 one night.
Did she run off too?
$3,000. No, this is one. This is one of the main ones.
What was her
I went to
name?
the shop. I told her to go in Lennox and get her outfit.
You
Now,
told her
listen
to go
me.
where?
Is this a chapter in your
I
book?
think she made it was $2,700 or $3,700 one night.
That was the most she ever made.
Oh no, it was just this special night I want
Okay,
client to take
all
it
right,
off. So I told her to go
okay.
get her outfit. Or you can get anything you want to. I know the whole outfit could have been knocked out with that $3,700 walking in Lennox.
Mm-hmm.
The girl walked in Lennox and told me she couldn't find nothing she want. We went to the West End. She got 3-4 outfits and shit. I spent like $150. You see what I'm saying?
I believe that.
And I was shopping at Mr. Joe. My outfit probably would have cost anywhere from $12,000 to $3,000. The kind of stuff we wear, right, Jack? But that was the mentality of the women I was pimping, you know? And, they would rather get a 5 and 10, you know what I'm saying? Shoeboat, rainbow, shoeboat, get 3 for $99, and they happy, man. I'm sorry.
Goodness gracious.
those are the type of chicks you was pimping.
So that's
I mean,
why they
yeah,
never
yeah,
came to
you
you
know.
then.
It was 3 of them.
3 to 4, you know what I'm saying? But
Got a call.
any pimp with a hoe, since we talking about it, man, any hoe gonna be crazy, man. Who goes out, get money all day and brings it back to somebody after taking it out? I mean, it has to be somebody with some form of mentality if they ain't on the same path and building their
He
trying
has.
to get no money.
I was about to
Take
say
that
he
call,
has
Kool-Aid.
really
Take that call.
grown.
Yes, I have grown.
You have grown.
Damn right I'm grown. Let's take this call. Yeah, Jack, I ain't get him too much. I'm beating the phone. There we go. Thank you for calling Instinct Radio. It's Mr. Kool Ace. Talk to me, caller. Where you calling from and who are you?
I'm calling from Conyers, Georgia.
Hey, Kanye's in the house. My family from down that way. Talk to me. What's your name?
My name's Alexis.
Hey, Alexis. You have any questions for us this evening?
I called for Drew Suave.
Ah, Drew, you got fans.
Drew got the lines
He's in the
popping.
building. Talk to him. He can hear you.
I wanted to know when you're done with that, are you going to come over here and see me?
Oh, my
Oh, shit. You about to get in trouble. Boy, you about to get in
my
trouble. I hope you ain't got but one.
goodness.
I hope this your main gal and your only girl.
I told y'all he had the lines popping.
You want to answer that question? Walk on over here,
Come on
Drew.
over, Drew. No, stay
Alexis
Hit my
from
phone or something. I ain't gonna talk about it on the radio. I ain't gonna talk about it on the radio.
Alexis, you say after he finished taking care of this, is he going to come take care of that, huh?
I'll get it, girl. We got another call. I think somebody was calling in for him.
Text my
That's
phone.
done.
He said text his phone. Appreciate you calling,
The
Alexis.
media, they will reword things.
Thank you for calling, Alexis.
All right.
You better go see about that. Do you know who that is? Is that right?
Oh my goodness.
I haven't one particularly.
Tag him,
you
Alexis.
might be familiar with Alexis Scott. She's an old friend of mine. I've been trying to get her on the show. And
Who is that?
Oh, she's very popular. She's an internet.
Vixen.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. I've been trying to get on the show. Hope she come out next week, so we ain't got to get into the back and forth thing. Anyway, let's get back to you.
What else do you want to know?
What else?
They can follow me. Actually, I am on IG.
You are?
Kimberly Smedley, and they can go on my website and check me out. www.KimberlySmedley.
Spell that last name. Spell it for me.
Smedley.
There you
Yes,
go.
it is. That's it. That's it. You remember.
Yeah, you better believe I do. How about it, man? Y'all want to call in? Y'all better call in. I got a plane to catch. I got business to take care of. You can meet me. It's about that time. I got a plane to catch. Y'all can catch me at Pinups tonight, man, for the amateurs night and open mic. Hey, and come on out there, holler at me. I'll put you on the mic, put you in the game, and get you some exposure. It's been great, man. We must do this again. Jack, definitely want to bring Kim back. It's one enough time. I think she's deserving of a whole. You do?
Yes.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. I really did.
Well, I want you to come back here too, Kim.
She turned around and started interviewing you.
Well, yeah, she know me personally.
I do do the show.
You do?
And that's really what I want to do. I want to be a talk show.
Oh, we got a
For
call.
real, Kim.
No, really, I do.
Jack, you heard that? Oh my God! And you are very articulate and charismatic too.
Oh, you think so?
You done tighten your shit up, girl. Let me take this call. Thank you for calling Instinct Radio. Talk to me, caller. Caller, where you calling from? Who are you?
People say I do that.
Who is it? Who are you?
Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra, where you calling from?
Georgia.
Oh yeah, you have any questions for me? Or you calling for Drew Suave?
Yes. I'm requesting a song.
For who?
For Drew.
Go ahead. What's your question?
How you doing, Drew? Come on, Drew.
Drew, you're a little undercover thought, boy.
I'm doing.
These girls calling asking personal questions about me.
I'm doing.
How
good.
you doing, Drew?
I'm doing.
Hey, Jack, you gonna take us out with
man.
one of Drew songs, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. We must do this again right
I'm
here,
doing real
Instinct
good.
Radio. Make sure y'all download the app at Google
Cassandra,
Play
I'm doing real
Sunshine.
good.
Thank you, babe, for holding me down.
Appreciate you calling too, by the way.
You can catch us this weekend. It's not this weekend. It's a couple of weekends down.
Yes.
Anyway, every week. Don't you go nowhere, Kim. My main man, one Drew Suave.
Yes, sir.
You need to handle her before we go.
I know, right?
Go ahead and talk to her. Then
Yeah,
I'm get on out of here.
Yeah, I'm doing real good. This little interview going on. You say your name, Cassandra?
Tag him, girl. Tag him.
Cassandra, you still there?
Okay. I'm finna play this See That before we get out the app for you one time, since you called and requested it.
Let me. We're out of here. Drew, won't you take us on out of here? Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. This
Let's
is my hit single, man. One Drew Suave on Instagram and Twitter. See That, produced by Drone Dummy.
Thank y'all.
Radio. About to crank this mother. You know how we do it, player. Yeah. Doing it big right now on Instinct Radio.
Wait a minute now.
Come on top, I know you see that. From getting money, now you see that.
I'm rough with the mic, man.
I'm doing shows, now you see that. I'ma do it for my niggas, now you see that. Bring that money back to me, I'ma need that. And you know I still shop, you can see that. I did was looking over here to see that. Yeah, you know I'm on top, I know you